afternoon. I think we can start. So it's already 1:08 in the afternoon. So for this afternoon, I will be discussing the course syllabus. So along with it, I will be giving you the I will be giving you or I will be discussing the revised criteria for assessment. So likewise, I will be discussing how I will personally assess you. So what are the kumbaga percent allocation of each activity, and then I will also tell you wait lang ha. I will also discuss the things that we need to bakit may ganun? Okay. I will also discuss ano ba? What you are expected to bring or to have next meeting, and some other policies regarding the subject that I will be handling. So yeah, so far, so I have here today O1, O2, and O3. So I opt to um, have the meeting ng sabay-sabay kasi discussion lang naman ako today ng syllabus. So, para isang discussion na lang sa lahat. So, if ever that your classmates who are not around has questions, so kayo na lang din yung mag-relay sa kanila ng information na i-discuss natin. Okay? So, without further ado, okay, let's start our syllabus orientation. So I will not focus more on the mission and vision because most of your subject or ever since your first year ay na-discuss nyo na yung university mission and vision. So our subject will be physical chemistry for chemical engineers. So this is a professional subject with 7 credit hours. So for the second semester of your second year. So technically, dalawa po kaming instructor that will handle this subject. So we have for O4, we have Engineer Panganiban. And we also have for O1, O2, and O3. So I'll be the one to handle the subject for you guys. So regardless if dalawa po kaming instructor, so I will just let you know na ang exam po for the physical chemistry for chemical engineers will be departmental. So meaning to say, in order for us to ano to ensure na yung same criteria or same assessment, same difficulty will be given to all of those students taking physical chemistry. So we are tasked to make it departmental. So meaning to say, yung iti-take mo yung exam, same ng iti-take ng exam ng O4. Likewise, yung iti-take na exam ni O3, same ng exam ni O2. That is for your major exam. However, there are instances, let's say, I will be giving you long quiz or I will be giving you quiz. So may instances na medyo magkakaiba ng quizzes. Why, halimbawa, ang natapos lang namin for O1 is hanggang chemical equilibria. Meanwhile, yung isa, ang natapos lang naman namin ay hanggang third law of thermodynamics. Or let's say hanggang uh, hanggang introduction to chemical reaction kinetics, okay, or chemic rates of reaction. So, syempre, doon medyo magkakaiba-iba. But at the end of the day, yung majority of the majority or the big chunk of your final grade, yung assessment namin will be of the same difficulty, will be of the same, same pa talaga siya. Okay? So, yan. So, I hope na pasado naman siguro tayo ng Chef 401, Analytical Chemistry, and also your Math 401. Okay, so ito hindi ko pa lang nababago but this is for academic 2025 and of course academic year 2026. Okay, so nakita nyo naman yung introduction that I've already posted doon sa atin pong Google Classroom. So sabi nga natin doon, 'di ba? Pero at the same time, we also put here some description ng ating course. So basically, what are you going to expect here is that you will be encountering. So sabi natin, 'di ba, checkal yung basis ng inyong UOPS, pero kasi we see that chemical engineering, I mean, your journey in chemical engineering is divided into two pathways. One is yung line ng unit operations, which is yung sa checkal, and yung other line will be from PChem Thermo. Okay, so more on thermodynamics, physical chemistry. So ano ba yung um, kailangan yung o ano ba yung magiging scope natin ng discussion. So dito i-introduce natin yung heat, okay, and their effects on fluids. Dahil ito ay physical chemistry, more likely ito ay fluids kasi sa thermodynamics more on solids yan. Okay? So we will be discussing the laws of thermodynamics from zero to third, and then we will analyze phase equilibrium system and chemical equilibria. So, di ba, meron na kayo na-encounter before sa meron na kayo na-encounter before sa analytical chemistry. Itutuloy lang po natin ayon. And then, we will also introduce the context kasi ito pong PChem, ito po ay language din po ng chemical reaction kinetics. So technically, we are also obliged to introduce kinetics and of course some concepts ng electrochemical systems which I believe diniscuss sa atin noong inorganic chemistry ninyo. And again, sabi natin, i-discuss din natin dito yung energy and material transformation. So technically, meron tayo ditong konting sekal, material balances. And then, para siyang sekal, more on material, but now we will consider the effect of heat, the effects of energy doon sa ating mga material, and how does the temperature, for instance, or how does the pressure other than that, okay, for instance, the phase, affect the physical property of the material. So we will also discuss the properties of pure substances, thermodynamics, yan, so and so on and so forth. So later on, ipa-plot natin yung mga activities or mga topics na may encounter nyo dito so that if you wanted to um, if you wanted to do advanced reading, so you may do so. Why? Because technically, apart from thermodynamics, apart from momentum, yun po, align din ito ni physical chemistry as one of your major subject this second year. Okay. So, dahil po tayo ay 7 hours, so kung mapapansin nyo, tayo po ay 4 hours lecture and we also have 3 hours for laboratory. And also, I want to reiterate that our face-to-face classes will be held during even weeks and our online classes will be held all of our scheduled class will be held online kapag ad weeks. Also, please also bear in mind, ito kasi yung policy ko kapag ang subject ay may mga laboratory. So, kapag mga first part, like say for example hanggang midterms or hanggang 3 or 4 weeks after midterms, lahat po yon, even laboratory, will be used for the discussion. So meaning to say, yung mga remaining weeks natin bago mag-end yung semester, doon po tayo maglalaboratory. So our first goal technically is to finish the syllabus of the topics included there, and then after that, saka tayo maglalaboratory doon sa mga padulong part. So as you can see naman din, medyo occupied ang ating laboratory 1, which if you will just check your portal, nakaplot tayo ng laboratory 1. So ngayon medyo madami pa din namang laman yung ating laboratory 1, which are those are the equipment from the unit operations laboratory before. So hindi pa natin totally ma-occupy yung lab 1. So it just reinforced my strategy na ang mga laboratory ko ay ginagawa ko sa mga remaining weeks siguro after midterms or 2 to 3 to 4 weeks after midterms. Okay? So Again, yung mga laboratory class natin, magagamit pa yan so far sa for the lecture purposes. Okay? So this one is the very important part ng atin pong syllabus. This is how we are going to assess you. Okay? So as you can see here, kung mapapansin niyo po saan, sir, bakit po tatlo na yung exam, yung major examination? So advised by uh, we were advised by the admin that for this semester, so we will be having three major examinations. So meron po tayong prelim exam, midterm, and final examination. So 'di ba last semester, if you remember, meron lang tayong dalawang exams. So meron tayong midterm at final exam. But this time, so meron tayong prelim, midterm, and final exam. So sir, kailan po yung prelim? So siguro i-expect nyo ang prelim from siguro week 6 or week 7 ng atin pong academic calendar. For the midterm, siguro expect nyo yan na mga week na 10 or 11 or 9. So yun, i-expect nyo yan by that time. And final examination, of course, that's either 17th or 18th week. Okay? So kung titingnan niyo yung breakdown ng inyong ng grades saan or ng percentage, for the prelim exam, that's 15, midterm is 15, and final is 20. This particular percent allocation is still subject for change. Why? Kasi inaantay pa din namin yung magiging final verdict ng admin kung paano ba yung magiging breakdown nito. Pero as you can see, kaya ko siya breakdown ng ganyan, just to represent pa din that your major examination is 50% of your overall grade. So kung mapapansin nyo, 15, 15, 20, that's 50% of your final grade. And then we have 15% quizzes, 10% laboratory report, and then 10% oral practical exam, 10% final project, and 5% problem set. So actually, if you will just check it, parang ang mangyayari dito is 50% major exam, you have 25% for your laboratory, alin yun? Laboratory report, oral practical exam, at problem set. And then, yung 10% that will be for your final project. Okay? So, parang siya, 35 pala. 35 pala ang lab kasi yung 10, 10, 10 ng laboratory report, 10 ng oral, 10 ng final project, and 5 ng problem set. Yun yung parang lab saan. And then 15% yung atin pong quizzes. Sir, question po. Sir, ano po yung natin? Ano po yung oral practical exam? Okay. So yung oral practical exam, this is tawag dito. This is an examination na let's say I will ask you a question, 3 to 5 questions, and then you will give me your answer based on a principle or based on the theory that we discussed, and then you will be graded for your answer. So syempre, the more comprehensive, the more comprehensive yet concise answer yung sagot ninyo, and of course yung correct answer, you will be credited with higher grade, 'di ba? So bakit nga ba nagkaroon tayo nito practical exam? So one of the observations ng university natin, ng mga admin natin, is that we technically, technical wise, we know how to do things. Okay, so alam natin yung principle, alam natin how it works. But okay, our concern is that sabi ng industry, our graduates, okay, cannot communicate. We are not that good in communicating our thoughts, our tawag dito, um, hindi natin kumbaga masabi, hindi natin may communicate yung gusto nating sabihin based doon sa mga pinag-aralan natin. So with that regards, so ngayon po medyo almost siguro lahat po ng instructor natin will incorporate certain percentage of the grade for oral presentations, recitation, and so on and so forth. So yon. So basically ako in my subject, since alam nyo naman that physical chemistry, merong medyo um, may mga laboratory na kayang written lang, mga problem set. So ngayon, nag-incorporate ako ng certain allocation for a certain percent for the oral practical exam. So meaning to say, halimbawa, si Aaron, kaya pinatawag ko yan, ganito siya, parang nasa console ako, and then one student at a time will do their oral examination, oral practical exam. So ngayon, yung oral practical exam, it could be given sa midterm, before midterm, or before final examination. So which means, bakit natin hahatiin na midterm and final? Kasi you are quite madami. So medyo magiging hassle siya kapag let's say finals natin gagawin. Siguro dalawang linggo na hindi pa tayo tapos. Okay, so titingnan natin of what we can do about this oral practical exam. So pwede din na mag-invite ako like ibang instructor to do the question and answer, and they will be giving you grades or assessing you with regards to how you answer, and of course um, the correctness of your answer. Okay, so they will assessing you with regards to that. Okay, so titingnan natin kasi sabi nga merong mga tao na magagaling sa writing but their weakness is speaking. Meron naman na magagaling sa speaking, so their weakness naman is writing. So tingnan natin on how this particular thing will affect the the tawag dito, your grades in general. Okay? So paki-note na lang ako nito, pero yung percent again, pwede pa pong mabago yan. So in case na mabago yan, I will let you know immediately para then alam nyo kung saan kayo magpo-focus. But if I were you, if I'm to suggest, you need guys to focus dito sa mga examinations, dito sa mga major examination na to. Remember that your major examination accounts to 50%. And also remember that you need 60% to pass the subject because 60 is equals to 75%. So with that regards, so halimbawa, perfect mo nga yung remaining 50. Let's say yung quizzes, lab reports, oral practical, final project, and problem sets, perfect mo sila. Okay? But yet, pagdating dun sa mga major examination, 5 over 100, 10 over 100, um, 12 over 100. So which is, let's say for example, 5% out of 50 yung makukuha natin. So still, 50 plus 5 will be just 55. That's way beyond 60, which is the passing mark. And also, just to give you an advice with regards to how you focus sa mga subject na ito, sa mga assessment na ito. Remember guys, that yung prelim exam ninyo, what you give is what you get. So what does it mean? Kung ano yung score mo on that particular exam, yun na yung score mo at all. Hindi na siya magagalaw. So sir, ano ibig sabihin? Unlike sa quizzes kasi. Kasi kung isipin ninyo, halimbawa mababa ka sa quiz 1 and yet mataas ka sa quiz 2, si quiz 2 kaya niyang i-influence yung score mo kay quiz 1. Pwede niyang hatakin pababa, pwede niyang hatakin pataas. But sa major examination ninyo, prelim, midterm, finals, kung ano yung score mo on that single examination, yun na yun. It is what it is. So, hindi na siya magagalaw. Unlike kay laboratory report, o, 80 ka nung laboratory report 1, pero nag-90 ka nung laboratory report 2, so, i-average yun. 80 plus 90 divided by 2, so meron kang 85% yung makukuha mo. So, technically, hindi nadadagdagan. Hindi pwedeng gumalaw na yung major examination score mo o yung percent na nakuha mo sa major exam, okay? Unlike dun sa quizzes, laboratory report, problem set, and so on and so forth. Though, pati naman kasi yung oral practical exam, hindi na yun gagalaw. Um, para rin yung major exam. So, kung ano yung score mo dun sa single oral examination, practical examination na yun na din yun. So, if you're going to focus, I suggest you focus on this key um, tawag ito, key assessments. Hindi ko naman sinasabi din na hindi nyo pag-focusan sa quiz, si lab report, and so on and so forth. Pero remember, ito kasi mga ito, magagalaw nyo pa. Magagawa nyo pa ng paraan kapag ginalingan nyo ng midterm, kapag ginalingan nyo ng final, kaya pang iangat itong mga ito. But, yung score mo ng prelim, as it is, kung ano yan, yun na yun. Wala nang galawan yun. Okay? So, yan. So, meron tayong 3 na. Babaguhin ko to. So, meron tayong 3 major examination. Will be, yan. Tapos, ito pong major examination natin, parang ang initial advice sa amin ay kami na po ang mag-schedule. So, let's say, for example, ang sabi ni university, 6th week ang major exam. So, dapat 6 yung week na yon mag-schedule kami ng major exam. Tapos, kami na ang magpo-provide sa inyo ng schedule. Unlike before, na ino-organize siya ng department. So, pwedeng per subject teacher ang inyo pong major exam. So, with that regards pala, naisip ko, since tayo po ay even week, edi more likely po na ang ating mga major examination will be given even week. So, more likely, 6, tapos siguro mga 10, and yung last will be 18. Kasi yung odd week, syempre, yun ay first year and third year. So, hindi tayo pwedeng sumingit doon. Kasi more likely, yung mga instructors, they will also give the examination during those times. Okay? Tapos, ang long quizzes natin, baka mabago po ito since, ayun nga, we were advised nga na kasi iniisip naman namin kapag dalawa pa din yung ibibigay na long quiz, baka makaapekto na siya doon sa lessons. Kasi ideally, ang long quiz namin, ibibigay namin siya ng parang semifinals. Yun na yun. Parang doon namin ibibigay. Pero I will also let you know if we have quizzes with regards to we will be having quizzes. But ito na lang. So always be ready when we will have face-to-face classes. Why? So let's say for example, this week nag-discuss ako ng madami. So kapag nag-discuss ako ng madami, since face-to-face kayo next week, so more likely, expect nyo that you will be having your quiz then. Hindi ko sinasabing long quiz, pero quiz. Okay? So, ang quizzes ko kasi it could be announced and unannounced. Okay? So, yung final project natin, parang medyo iibuin ko din ito. So, since ito ay 10% ng final grade ninyo, so baka galawin din natin yan. Okay? So, these are the expectations to you guys after finishing the subject. So, one is, of course, you apply the laws of thermodynamics to analyze energy transitions and substance properties in chemical systems, ensuring all calculation and feasibility assessments align with governing physical equation. So, not just this one. Kasi remember, di ba, sa chakal ninyo, kami ni Ma'am Nanit, ni Ma'am Tetchi, pinagawa namin kayo ng material balance. And also, sinabi namin sa inyo na yung material balance na yun ang fundamentals ng chemical engineering. Ngayon, sa physical chemistry, along with thermodynamics, ito naman po, sa part naman po na ito, is i-introduce namin yung effect ng heat, effect ng temperature, effect ng energy. So, energy calculations naman tayo dito. Para pag akit nyo ng heat and mass transfer, just so you know, sa heat and mass transfer po, yung subject na yon, nagpapagawa siya ng isang optimized design na ginagamitan nyo ng heat or energy balance and material balance. So dito, after finishing your chekal pa lang, dapat yung mga succeeding subjects that you will be having, you can correlate them and please do not forget them. Kasi yung mga subjects na susunod sa kanila, basically yung mga subjects na susunod, yun ay gagamitin nyo po yung mga previous subjects just like chekal, just like thermo, just like physical chemistry to do your final project or to analyze certain processes or mechanism or shall I say to optimize processes. Okay? So, yun. So, dito, ang expectation, after you finish the subject, kailangan ma-apply natin yung mga matututunan natin in termo, in chemical systems. Okay? And we apply the principles, their principles, in analyzing um, or making sense out of a certain process, in designing certain process. So yan, so we must do that. Okay? That is one of the expectation from the student. Secondly, you're also expect to analyze the phase equilibrium and other systems using thermodynamic relationships and data sheets, ensuring the calculation, interpretation, conditions are technically sound and accurate. So dito, titingnan natin kung what is critical pressure, what is the critical temperature, at what temperature ganito yung phase natin. Meron tayong eutectic, eutectic, eutectoid, um, and so on and so forth. Apart from that, meron tayong explain entirely yung mga tinatawag nating triple point, um, yung tawag dito, yung mixture or yung percent concentration ng isang fluid at this particular phase. Yan. So, kailangan mai-encounter din natin yan dito. And of course, we will apply the principles of physical chemistry to analyze thermodynamic problems. And this is very labasin sa board exam, colligative property using standard laboratory equipment and modern instrumentation safely and accurately. Next one is we will identify practical engineering applications of physical chemistry. We will interpret experimental data and communicate results using appropriate scientific formats and of course, language. So dito, pagka linya ko ng topic natin later on, makikita nyo, i-explain ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga most probable topics, most probable sub-concepts na ma-encounter natin. Okay? So dahil mag-introduction tayo to kinetics, yan. So medyo I know for a fact na nabanggit niyo na before na discuss niyo na before si Le Chatelier. Yan. So medyo explain din natin yan dito. Okay. So, kung makikita nyo sa Google Classroom ninyo, nag-provide na ako doon ng dalawang reference material. Those are the primary source that I will be using is Atkins Peter and De Paula Julio. So, naka-upload na yun doon. Itong isa, si Maron Samuel, parang hindi ko na to kayang gamitin kasi 19 something pa ito. Si Lader Keith, naka-upload na rin yan doon sa inyong Google Classroom. Parang ito ay 19 something si Maron and Samuel. So if you want to do advanced study, okay, you better check these books. Also, okay, apart from that, ang bata kasi ay medyo nagiging heavily reliant kayo sa mga librong ito. But always remember na meron tayong queries na gagamitin ninyo for until board examination. So you can also check your queries for the properties of different fluids, what are the equations that we can use for a certain processes, nasa queries lang po natin yan. So ngayon, kung nung Shekal ay medyo medyo yung iba hindi pa gumagamit ng Paris, dito, for sure, gagamit kayo ng Paris. And also, yung mga estudyante ko dyan, naging estudyante ko na before sa Shekal, mag-interpolate kayo dito ng 1 to Sawa. Yan. Double interpolation. So, sana tanda pa yung mga tinuro kong mga interpolation. Yan, gagawitin natin yan dito sa physical chemistry. Okay? Hindi pwede. Hindi pwede hindi gumamit ng Paris. Okay. So, dito, ayan. So, grading sheet, mamaya ko yan i-discuss. Doon ko yan i-discuss doon sa isa kong screen later. Also, the class policies, mamaya ko i-discuss. So, dito muna po tayo sa mga topics natin na kailangan nating i-discuss. So, just so you know, handle ko din yung yung physical chemistry for metallurgical engineer. So, medyo magkaiba kayo ng kaunti ng plot ng topics. Okay? Kasi sila, yung unang topic nila ay gas na agad, properties ng fluids. Kaya medyo may introduction pa, may soft part pa kayo. Okay, so meron kayo dito ang nature, physical chemistry. Of course, back tayo dun sa basic. So meron tayong mga perfect gas, effects of temperature and pressure. Yan, so may encounter niyo yan next week. Also, okay? So kung inyong senior high school and in your physics, diniscuss na meron po tayo o nang ginagamit natin or ang ating most of our assumption is always the fluid or the system is ideal. Medyo I will burst your bubble pagdating sa physical chemistry kasi not all gases are ideal. Okay? Let's say for example, meron tayong intermolecular forces na nangyayari in between molecules. So if may intermolecular forces, may better equation po tayo to account the deviation or to account the little motion, the little interaction na nangyayari dun sa mga molecules na hindi kayang i-account ni ideal gas law. So dito papasok sina Avogadro's law, uh, Avogadros, papasok sina Suwav-Redlich-Kwong, Peng Robinson, Redlich-Kwong. Yan. So may mga papasok tayo which will account yung mga little deviation na nangyayari para mag-deviate tayo from ideality. So basically, from your initial assumption na merong na lagi ang calculation natin is always gas ideal, okay? Pupunta tayo ngayon sa konteksto ng real gases. Yan. The van der Waals equation, kinocompute po yung bawat value ng mga letter na makikita nyo doon. Okay? So, we will also be discussing the kinetic molecular theory of gases. 5 lang yon, pero bawat isa sa kanila may mga kani-kanilang principle. How will that happen? What's the working principle? What's the behind concept? With regards to what this postulate means. Yan. So, meron tayong kinetic molecular theory of gases. Okay? Siguro, medyo ma-adjust natin yung syllabus kasi I would like to focus more on these real gases because napakadami po niyan and masaya siyang pag-aralan. Okay? So, next one. So, meron tayong zeroth first law as our next topic. So, ito medyo titingnan natin yung kakayanan ninyo for DE, for integral. Because in my subject, I will force you to do the derivation of the equation. So, which means that yung integral ninyo, you will integrate, baka mamaya po ay hindi pa marunong ng separation of variable, product rule, quotient rule, trigonometric identity. So ngayon, dito ko po ipapasok yung mga concepts na yon. Okay, so ibig sabihin, let's say, the system is assumed to be isothermal. The system is assumed to be isobaric. The system is isochoric. Okay, what equation are you going to use? What is the constant in the process? Okay, where are you going to find the equation or the values that you need to do? Okay, again, dito po itetest kung ano yung capacity natin or learnings natin from your math. Okay? Titingnan natin kung nasaan na kayo doon. And basically, di-discuss natin ito, work, heat, and energy. Meron kayong internal energy. Meron kayong enthalpy. Yan. Meron kayong Q. Meron kayong U. Meron kayong H. Meron kayong delta H. Meron kayong heats of vaporization and so on and so forth. Tapos, magdi-discuss din po tayo ng heats of formation and the heats of reaction. So, i-discuss natin before sa Chekal. Okay? Standard heat of formation, reaction. Tapos, at the same time, siguro if kaya natin, or let's say, on same nasa timeline pa tayo, baka pasukan natin yan ng standard heats of combustion. So, tingnan natin. I-recall lang naman natin yun. Okay? So, state and path functions, okay, how they are different from one another, the Joule-Thomson equation, and of course, the changes in internal energy. Okay? So, ideally, may nakaplot tayo na experiment 1 after that. Pero, again, sabi ko sa inyo ay baka, ay lahat ng lecture natin ay tatapusin muna natin before we do our laboratory. Or else, pwede naman din po na sa online class natin, di ba 7 hours tayo, yung 3 hours doon is I will be giving you to finish. Kumbaga, asynchronous siya. I will be giving you the activity and you just need to submit it after our time. Okay? Now, okay. So, if yung isang topic natin is more of the first and the zeroth law of thermodynamics, yung second natin, second and third natin, yung susunod nating topic. Ngayon, ang concern lang natin dito, just to give you an overview, is that, di ba sabi natin in Shakal, meron tayong law of conservation of mass. Pero sabi natin, sa totoong buhay, hindi po nangyayari yon. Likewise, sa thermodynamics, ang first law ng thermodynamics is energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Kaya ibig sabihin, pag nawalan ng energy yung isang system, pupunta sa surroundings, or kapag sa surroundings nawala ng energy, pupunta sa system. Kaya ganun lang, parang para siyang reversible. Bagay yan. Kaso, ang concern natin, tama yung term na reversible ha kasi ma-encounter nyo yun dito. Kaso, pagdating natin ng second and third law, sinasabi ni second law na hindi pwede yung sinasabi ng first law. Kasi sabi niya, because of irreversibilities, heat losses, energy losses, hindi pwede or hindi tama yung magiging assumption ng first law. At dito po natin i-discuss yun. Sa second law, more on we will account the irreversibilities. And at the same time, sa third law, we will encounter the idea of entropy and then the idea of microstates, this arrangement. Yan. So, dyan natin yan may explain. Okay? And then, meron tayo dito mga constant, meron tayong different equations dito. Helmholtz, Gibbs. Yan. So, ma-encounter din natin yan. Or if may time pa tayo, so pwede tayo sigurong mag-Maxwell's correlation. Magma-Maxwell's correlation tayo. Pero yung Maxwell's correlation natin, more on ano lang yan. Doon lang tayo sa mga matatouch natin. Yung other correlations, bahala na si Solutions Thermodynamics sa inyo. Okay? Next. So, meron na tayong next topic natin will be the phase equilibrium. So, dito naman, phase rule, meron tayong unary, binary, ternary, quaternary systems. Pero though si quaternary kasi ay very ideal na. Okay, so yan. So, discuss natin yan. Phase rule, more likely we will also have here the rule. Lever. Yan. Na-encounter natin yan dyan. Okay? Next, this one is very labasin sa board exam. So, meron tayong colligative property. Mga boiling point elevation, yan. Freezing point depression, may encounter po natin yan dyan. Okay. So, next. So, meron tayong, so, tama naman ito. After midterm, magdi-discuss tayo ng final project. Pabanggitin ko naman sa inyo yan kung paano yan. And then, meron tayong ternary systems, liquid to liquid. This is very important kasi in your separation processes, you are more likely, you will be encountering lots of separation between two fluids. Liquid-liquid, yan. So, maki-encounter natin yun siya. Next, ito naman ay sabi ng inyong kinetics pagdating ng panahon, i-discuss natin ito thoroughly. So, meron tayong chemical equilibrium. Okay? So, meron tayo dyan. Though, ito ay more likely, itutuloy natin first yung discuss ninyo sa Chekal, but this time, it's more of the energy. Okay? Sa mga spontaneous reaction. And then, ito yung pinakamadaling part, electrochemical equilibrium. Okay? So, kaya nyo na yan. Half cells, standard potentials. So, para lang naman siyang tawag dito, para siyang Heslo lang. May mga equivalent values. So, pag negative ba, magtutuloy ba, makaproduce pa tayo ng energy. Yan. So, makakompute naman natin yan. Okay? For chemical kinetics, ito ay i-discuss natin kasi ito ay generally part ng inyong third year subject, which is a chemical engineering reaction kinetics. Yan. So, pag-uusapan natin yung rate laws, constants, and mga first order reactions, half-lives, and so on and so forth. Baka naman kasi nakalimutan nyo na yung pinag-aralan nyo before or last semester sa DE. Yung mga half-lives, yan, mga first order reactions yon. Okay? And then, meron pa tayo nito, colloids, biological membranes, and surface films. I think this one is the specialized topic na in-include dito. So, titingnan natin, baka ito ay palitan ko kasi meron akong gustong idagdag dito sa quantum mechanics. Yan. So, parang mas maganda tong quantum mechanics. Kasi ito ay feeling ko para to sa biochemical engineering. Yan, biochemical engineering. So ito, medyo maganda to kasi we will be dealing with the very not so new pero very new pa rin siya. Quantum mechanics, the Schrödinger equation. Okay? Yan. Final project submission, final examination. So basically, yan yung magiging topic natin for the for the entire semester. So for the schedules of other activities, once again, na ma-finalize namin siya, I will be giving you the um, timeline. Yan. Para lang din medyo aware kayo. Okay? Sige, so let me share my screen first before I proceed. Kasi magdi-discuss ako ng aking policy. Okay, so let's start. Saan ba ako mag-start? Grading system, tapos na ako. Okay. So anyways, let me start with my requirements. Okay, so number one, I need you guys, next week, I need you to bring with you a 1/8 index card. So I need you to bring 1/8 index card. So upper rightmost corner, I want you to put there one by one picture. One by one picture. And then after that, I want you to put your name here. Name, section. Yeah, name, section. And then program. Kasi metallurgical engineer ako. Metallurgical engineering. Yan. Put your name, section, tapos program. Yan. Okay, next. So after that, I want you to divide this index card into two parts. Sorry, I want you to divide the remaining part pala into two. Yan. Okay? Yung leftmost part, I want you to put there prelim exam, quiz 1, yan. Tapos, quiz 1, tapos, tawag dito, quiz 2, tapos, total raw grade, tapos, transmuted grade. Yan. kailangan nyo ilagay yan. So, guhitan nyo na lang din para maayos yung tingnan. Tapos, sa baba guys, you put their signature. So, para saan po ito, sir? So, ako po kasi, after major exam, nagpapakita po ako ng academic standing ninyo. So, once natapos ko na, pwede kayo mag-grades consult. Technically, ibibigay grades consult, tas ang ibibigay ko sa inyo ay itong index card na sinubmit nyo sa akin. So, which means na makikita nyo doon yung prelim exam score ninyo. Yan. Makikita nyo doon yung quiz 1 score. Kung may quiz 2 tayo, makikita nyo doon. Makikita nyo doon yung total raw grade ninyo. Kung ano yung grade ninyo for that particular period. Tapos makikita nyo doon yung total grade at transmuted grade. Tapos, in some cases, nilalagay ko pa dyan, lang. Tapos, in some cases, nilalagay ko pa dyan, hindi na kayong mag-admit ata. 100 na. Ay. Sige. Let me unshare muna my screen dito. Wait lang ha. Saan yung people? Wala si Aliyah. Montemayor, nandito ka na ba? Anyways. So, makikita nyo dyan guys, yung inyo pong grade. Okay? So, why I'm doing this, para safe ako na may magrereklamo about their class standing. Kaya din may nakalagay dito na signature because at the end of each kapag nag-consult kayo, so I want you to sign it so that kapag po may lalapit sa akin na parent, may lalapit na estudyante, na sana na may wag na tayong dumating doon, papakita ko sa inyo yung performance ninyo so that you are aware that you signed it and of course you actually know your academic standing after a certain period na meron tayo. So yan. So makikita nyo po yun dyan. Okay? So similarly, doon po sa ating kabilang column, ganun din, kopyahin nyo lang yung nakalagay. Pero ang ilalagay nyo na ngayon, midterm exam, quiz 1, quiz 2, total raw grade, tapos transmuted grade, tapos lagay nyo ulit ng signature. Okay? Similarly, doon po sa likod ng atin pong index card, sa likod po ng ating index card, hatiin nyo din po ito. Hatiin nyo din po yan. Pagkahati nyo, ang nakalagay naman dito sa kabila, final exam, quiz 1, quiz 2, total raw grade, transmuted grade, tapos signature ulit. Yan. Okay? So sir, ano po yung ilalagay namin dun sa rightmost part? Okay? Yung rightmost part, gusto ko siya lagyan nyo ng sa taas, you put their recitation score. Okay? Tapos, hatiin nyo siya ng 3. Ay, tabingi. Hatiin nyo siya. Ito, lagyan nyo ng prelim. Ito ay midterm. Ito ay finals. Okay? So, lalagyan nyo lang siya ng ganyan. Sir, bakit po kailangan niyang recitation part? Okay? So, ako po kasi ay nagva-value ng inyong recitation ng participation sa akin pong klase. Let's say, okay, so let's say, si, si Clyde, ang score niya doon sa quiz 1 ay 40/100. Yan. Kunwari lang, si Clyde 40/100. Ito ay quiz 1 ng prelim. Tapos, nung chinecheck ko yung recitation score ni Clyde, yan. Nung chinecheck ko yung recitation score ni Clyde, meron siya ngayon na 12 recitation points. So, instead, na ang i-record ko po ay 40/100, ang i-record ko sa quiz 1 ay 40/100 plus 12. So, 52/100 po si Clyde for the quiz 1. So, which means that one recitation point, that is equals to 1 point in quiz. So, it's a matter of how participative, you will recite, of course. So, ang expectation ko, sana naman tama. Pero again, so any form ng recitation, as long as relevant siya doon sa topic na pinag-uusapan natin. So, I want to solicit your thoughts or ideas on certain topics or certain concept. Okay, so mabibilang yon as recitation points. Okay, so normally, okay, ito pong recitation points na ito yung humahatak doon sa magiging score ninyo. Okay, kasi and for the record guys, ang recitation points, ito ay mag-a-apply lang po sa quizzes natin. Because major exam is a different thing. Okay? Doon lang ito mag-a-apply sa quizzes. And by the way, baka sinasabi nyo na, sa quizzes lang pala. Remember that your quizzes is 15% of your grade. Quite similar to 15% ng inyong major exam. Okay? So, yan. So, technically, ganyan po ako ganyan makaka-apekto ang inyong recitation or participation points sa inyong score sa quizzes. Okay. So, question so far. Hindi na ata ako makapag-accept. Madami na tayo dito. 100 lang. Okay. Sige, Clyde, go.
Ito po regarding po sir sa sa tawag dito. Sa syllabus po kanina. Doon po sa mga topics kasi may nakita po akong reading list yung 72 to ganito po. Yung po ba ay naka-base po sa libro?
Again, ulit, naka-base sa?
Libro po, libro.
Alin daw yung page?
Sa page po, reading list, nakalagay po.
You check it there. So far naman ay parang na-check ko yung mga una ay parang tama naman.
Sige po. Thank you po, sir.
Okay. Sige. Okay, next. Okay. So, ang next ko po is number 2. Okay. Sa akin po ay ito yung policy ko naman. So, there are some of you na working, there are some of you na may ibang pinagkakaabalahan pa sa buhay apart from studying. Ako naman po ay hindi, sa akin po ay kung pumasok kayo or hindi, okay lang. Okay, so I believe that you are nasa tamang edad na para to decide kung ano yung mga dapat nyong i-priority sa buhay. Pero, if you will absent my class, just make sure that you can pass the assessment that I will be giving you. Okay, so ibig sabihin, kahit po kayo absent, tuloy ang klase ko, kahit po yan ay isa 10 estudyante, tuloy po din po ang klase ko. Okay, so just make sure that if you want to pass the subject, is you will pass the assessment that I will be giving you. Okay, so which means that, okay, so let's see, si Clyde na lang ulit. Si Clyde, hindi siya pumapasok kasi nangyari na to dati nung sa major subject na handle ko. Tapos, nagtataka ako nung nag-final exam yung bata, mas mataas pa siya doon sa laging present. So, I'm not quite sure if yung bata ba ay nag-aaral sa bahay or ano, or alam niya na yung lesson. So, possibilities yon. So, sa akin, if you will pass the subject, edi okay. Okay? So, if may gagawin kayo, if you wanted to attend, edi okay din. Pero ito lang. Ito yung cambio doon. Okay, so let's say for example, absent si Clyde ngayon. Tapos, nagbigay ako ng 5 sit works or nagpapasa ako ng review article for the day. Okay? Tapos, hindi nakapagpasa si Clyde. So, tatanggapin ko ba yon? Hindi po. So, yun na yung to be fair doon sa mga pumapasok. So, regardless kung anong reason man yan, kay dahil pumasok ito, pero syempre, iba kapag may mapoprovide kayo na reason kung bakit kayo absent, okay, hindi ko kayo bibigyan ng special seat works. Kasi yung seat works na yon, kung ilan man yung ibigay ko sa araw na yon ay benefit ng mga laging pumapasok. So kasi kung titingnan nyo naman yung grading sheet kanina, wala naman nakalagay doon na attendance for the grades. Okay? Pero ako, yan. So, how will the attendance matter ba? Okay, saan ito nagmamatter? So, let's say, pengi akong bagong pangalan. Nandito na ba si CJ? Sige, si ano na lang, si Suchi. Yan. Let's say, ang grade ni Suchi ay 74.80. Yan. Ito na yung grade ni Suchi after calculating her grade. Ngayon, nung tinignan ko yung recitation, yung index card ni Suchi, nakita ko doon na si Suchi ay lagi naman nagre-recite. Nakita ko na laging nagpapasa ng mga activities. Nakita ko doon sa exam niya na kahit mali yung sagot, minsan tumatama yung process, pero doon lang sa sagot nagkamali. At nakita ko din doon sa attendance sheet ko na si Suchi ay lagi namang pumapasok. From 74.80, pwede ko pong hatakin ito at gawing 75 na si Suchi, which is a passing mark. So, what does it mean? So, hindi man nagmamatter yung attendance doon sa kung pumapasok kayo or hindi. But, if you are on the verge of, alam mo yon, papasa na, pero kulang, doon siya magmamatter. Okay? So, let's say, si Clyde, 70, sabihin natin, 74.96. Yan ang grade ni Clyde. Okay. Pero nung tiningnan ko, parang never ko naman siyang nakitang pumasok. Parang pumapasok lang siya kapag exam. Okay? So, from 74.96, hindi ko na po yan kayang hatakin to 75. Which means na ito ay fail. Okay? So, why is that necessary? Of course, apart from the data, apart from the numbers, apart from the quizzes and other assessments na pinakita natin kanina, we are also assessing your readiness, of course, to take the next subject. We are also checking your character, how you perceive, how you pursue, how you study, how you give effort to the subject. So, kahit mga little details lang yan, na-check, nakikita pa rin namin yan. So, let's say, for example, nung physics, ang sagot ni student A, mali naman lahat, pero tinry niya, mali lang siya ng formula. Unlike din kay student B, not all, wala siyang sulat na solution. So, more than willing pa akong ipasa itong nagkamali lang ng formula na ginamit kesa doon sa wala talagang kasagot-sagot. So, that will be the logic. Okay? So, doon magmamatter ngayon yung attendance at yung effort nyo towards the subject. Okay? So, yan po yun. So, with that regards, ang question dito, Sir, meron po bang meron po bang removal examination? Kasi more likely, yun yung magiging tanong ng everyone. So, ang sagot ko po dyan ay sa akin po, dahil ang hawak ko naman ay halos lahat ng CHE. And yeah, So, meron po akong removal exam. Okay. So, who are those na magre-removals? Okay? If ang grade mo ay 75 above, ito po, matik, ito ay pass. Okay? If ang grade mo ay 74 to 74.99, ito po ay conditional. So, ibig sabihin, ito po ay SP. Okay, so what does it mean? So, let's say, si Clyde, si Suchi, si CJ, si Butch, si Samantha, si Jamie, yung mga yan, ay ang grade nandito. So, let's say, ang sabi ko, sige, you answer 100 physical chemistry questions, you compile it, you type it, and then you submit that to me, ganyan. Okay? So, yun yung intervention na gagawin. Okay? So, pag nasubmit nila sa akin, from conditional, pwede natin itong ilagay na INC over 3, which is a passing mark. Okay? So, how about, let's say for example, ang grade nyo ay 73 to 73.99. Okay? Ito po, along with 72, 72.99, 71 to 71.99, 70 to 70.99, and 70 below, 69.99 below. Lahat na po ito ay removal examination. So, sir, paano po ang removal exam? Ang removal exam ko po, yan po ay 10 questions lamang. Okay? So, kung 10 questions, if ang initial grade mo ay 73 to 73.99, kailangan mo lang pong makatama ng 4 out of 10. 72, kailangan mo makatama ng 5 out of 10. 71 is 6 over 10. 70 to 17.7 over 10. And 69 below, 8 over 10. Ito po ang bracket na ginagamit ko sa pagpapa-removal exam. Okay? So, you check this. So, hopefully naman, ang goal naman natin is hindi tayo umabot dito sa punto na ito. So, ang goal is always for you to pass the subject. So, hopefully, with our combined efforts, yan, mapapasan nyo yung subject na ito. Okay. Next, number 3. Number 3, for missed exam. For missed exam, ako po ay nagpapatake ng missed exam. Okay? Ano lang po ang kailangan sa missed exam? Kailangan ko lang po ng, okay, ang minimum requirement ko is excuse letter. Excuse letter, dapat po ito ay sign, permado po ng parent. At the same time, magpo-provide din po kayo ng photocopy or i-attach nyo din sa isasubmit nyo sa akin ng ang photocopy ng ID ng parent. So, why is it necessary? So, I want your parent to be aware of your status as well. So, let's say, mamaya pala si, ano yung pangalan? Mamaya pala si Justin. Mamaya pala si Justin ay hindi nag-take ng midterm exam kasi na lasing pala kagabi. Kainuman si Laklide. Yan. So, ngayon, I want your parent to know na hindi ka napag-take ng exam, and of course, you will write your excuse letter on why you are not able to take the exam. Okay? And of course, with the attachment ng permanent parent, your parent is aware doon sa naging standing mo na yon or doon sa naging desisyon mo na hindi mag-take ng exam. This is necessary kasi para lang din wala nang parent na pupunta. And guys, medyo na kayo, i-own nyo na matanda na kayo, nasa sunggulang na kayo, sana hindi na tayo dumating sa punto na ang kakausap sa inyong mga guro ay ang inyong mga magulang. Kasi it's choice nyo na yon. So meron na kayong sariling desisyon, hindi naman kayo diniktahan ng parent nyo to do this or to do that. So dapat you can represent also yourself na kapag lalo na at kapag mga desisyon nyo na yung mga dahilan ng mga bagay na hindi natin mga inaasahan. Okay? So, pero at the same time, kakabig ako ng kaunti. Sabi kasi nung napansin din kasi namin that most students ginagawa na ding escape itong mga missed exam na ito. So, nakakapag-exam naman din after hindi makapag-take ng exam. Hindi sumabay kasi let's say 3 yung exam sa isang araw, hindi mo na ka magte-take ng gantong, nagpapatake naman si Sir Leo. Okay? So ang sa akin po, just so you know, ang akin pong special exam ay let's say yung mga sumabay ng major exam, ang type ng exam nila ay multiple choice, tapos problem solving na multiple choice din. Pag po ako ay nagpapa-special exam, ibang set po ng exam ang binibigay ko. So, yung set ng exam na yon, pwedeng letter A, identification. Letter B, problem solving without choices, lahat yon. Why am I doing this? Is to be fair, of course. Doon sa may 3 exam sa isang araw, pero he or she chose to still take the exam in PChem. Okay? So, medyo iba yan. So, medyo mas may higpit ng kaunti doon sa missed exam para lang din hindi siya ma-weaponize ng estudyante against, yung policy itself or yung kabutihan itself will not be weaponized by the students para lang doon sa kanilang benefit. Yan. So, yon. So, yung missed exam naman, pwede naman din. And also, sa akin po, yung mga missed quizzes na yan, okay, lalo na kapag mga special, lalo na kapag mga long quizzes, nagbibigay din po ako niyan, same lang ng policy doon sa missed exam. Okay, same policy lang yan. Pero yung mga seat works, yung mga activities na ginawa during class, hindi ako nagbibigay na po niyan. So, yun. Missed exam. Yan, hindi na ako nagbibigay yan. And just so you know guys, ito lang po yan. Ang missed exam at missed quizzes ay to be scheduled po yan ng instructor during the free time ni instructor. Kasi medyo madami din po kaming ginagawa at nagtuturo din po kami. So hindi all of the time we are available para bantayan kayo, para i-administer yung exam. So, with that regards, yung mga missed exam na yan or missed quizzes na yan, if, let's say, for example, hindi kayo nakapag-take, you inform the instructor and also attachment kung bakit di kayo yung excuse letter, and then si instructor, magseset po yan ng time. In my class, so normally sineset ko yan a week before the major exam or a week after the major exam. Okay? Kasi po, ang gusto ko dyan is, let's say for example, magbibigay ako ng prelim grade, papakita ko index card ninyo. Gusto ko, lahat ng ginawa natin ng prelim ay accounted na doon sa makikita nyong grade. Para mas, mas reflective nung pinakatotoong academic standing ninyo. Okay. So, let's say si Rain. Yan. Let's say si Rain, nung prelim, meron akong long quiz 1, meron akong quiz 1, meron akong quiz 2, tapos meron akong prelim exam. let's say si Ray, nakapag-take siya ng prelim, hindi siya nakapag-take nito, hindi siya nakatake nito, at hindi siya nakatake niyan. Kasi nilagnat siya ng 3 weeks. Yan, kunyari lang. Okay? So, what are we going to do here? Ito pong tatlo na ito, kaya ko pong i-provide itong tatlo na ito as special quiz. Pero, kailangan lang yan i-take ni Rain ng isang buong araw. Okay? So, meaning to say, let's say for example, sabi ko kay Rain, ang schedule ng exam mo ay February 8. Okay. Actually, pag nag-schedule ako ng mga miss exam, lahat yan ay sabay-sabay. Halimbawa, si Rain, si Suchi, si Jaja, si Dan, yan, si na, ano pa bang pangalan ninyo? Saan nga ba mga activities? People. Sige na dito na nga lang. Sina Alexa, yan, sina Aliyah, si Althea. Let's say yung mga nabanggit ko ay hindi nakapag-take ng ganito. Kapag in-schedule ko yan, February 8 kayo lahat, February 8 lahat kayo magti-take. Okay? So tapos, halimbawa madami kayong hindi na-take na exam. Okay? Etong tatlo po ito na hindi na-take ni Rain, kailangan niya i-take sa buong maghapon lang ng February 8. Kasi if hindi niya ita-take yung isa, okay, hindi ko na po ipapatake sa kanya because one time lang po ako mag-schedule for missed quiz or missed exam. Yan. So, technically, ganun siya. Okay? So, para kapag nag-release ako ng prelim grade a week after your major exam schedule, reflective na lahat ng mga naging activities and assessments na meron kayo doon sa particular period na yon. Okay. Number 4. Okay? Number 4, lahat naman po ng instructor ayaw nito. Yan. Okay? So sa akin po, ito usapan natin ha. Kapag unang beses nag-cheating, 0. 0 sa kahit anong assessment na kung saan siya nag-cheating. Ikalawang assessment, okay, ay 5. Grade. Yan ang usapan natin. So why am I doing this is, alam niyo ba yung purpose kung bakit nagkakaroon ng assessment? Okay? So we are trying to assess yung strength ninyo, yung knowledge ninyo, yung capacity niyo to think given that you are in a particular situation. Okay? So anong ibig sabihin nito? So ibig sabihin, halimbawa, nag-discuss ako ng first law, second law of thermodynamics. Okay, maganda ang result ng assessment ko doon. So, ibig sabihin, nakikita ko na naiintindihan ng bata, nakikita ko na kapag nagbigay ako ng ganito pang exam, or naka-encounter sila ng ganitong problem in the board examination or in the industry, kaya nilang sagutan. Kaya nilang i-troubleshoot on how to answer problems like this, problems related to this. Ngayon, pagdating ng second law at third law of thermodynamics, let's say, nagkaroon ng cheating. Okay? So, how can I really assess your knowledge? How can I have the idea that you really know that particular thing if nagkaroon ng cheating? At the bottom line here, guys, is yung assessment, that is a way for us to assess kung may kailangan pa ba kaming intervention, kung may kailangan pa ba kaming ituro, kung may kailangan pa ba kaming i-reinforce na topics, kasi nakikita based doon sa data na medyo weakness niyo yung topic na yon. So ngayon, kung dadayain nyo lang din, how can we say na, or how can we objectively assess kung kailangan pa naming mag-effort to discuss a particular topic? So the data itself will not speak about your current standing if magkakaroon lang ng cheating. So ano pa yung purpose ng assessment namin? So So with that, so medyo mahigpit po lahat po ng instructors natin, lahat po ng teachers natin with regards to this. Kasi hindi lang ito about you. It's also about us. On what intervention, what um, reinforcement yung kakailanganin namin for you to understand that particular area. Okay? Lalo po yung mga subjects na kakailanganin nyo for board examination like this one. And just so you know, no mga previous years, nung time namin and before that, very, very, very very labasin po itong physical chemistry. Okay? So, if, let's say for example, ito pa yung napansin namin guys ha. Okay, if for example, dadayain nyo lang yung mga test or assessment dito. Pagdating ninyo ng comprehensive exam, pinapa-explain lang sa inyo yung, what is the colligative property? What is this? How will you differentiate the first, zeroth, second, and third thermodynamic law? Hindi nyo na kayang explain. And just so you know guys, all of your subjects, be it your professionals or not, ini-integrate na itong recitation na ito, itong oral practical exam na ito. So, pag tinanong kayo, can you explain that? Nagkopyahan lang. At the same time, kapag board examination, wala naman kayong kokopyahan doon. It's more of your capacity, of course, to carry itself or to think about your, di ba, to answer the problem. Hindi mo naman pwedeng kulbitin yung katabi mo at yung katabi mo ay minsan taga-ibang school, hindi ka pwedeng mangopya doon ng board exam. At yung distance ng upuan mo na susunod, more 1 meter at least. Diba? So, wag nang dayain. Actually, hindi kami lang ang dinadayo nyo dito, hindi lang yung data, pati sarili nyo. Ay, sige, kung gusto nyo magtatlong take ng compre, kung dadayain nyo agad ngayon pa lang, edi kayo ang bahala. It's up to you guys. Okay? Tapos ako ay siguro one of my New Year's resolution ay hindi na ako magsasaway ng cheating. Mararamdaman nyo na lang yung humihirap na yung exam. Kayo na lang ang bahala. Kasi nakakapagod din kasi matanda na tayo para dyan. Matanda na sila. I mean, may edad na sila. Para gawin pa yung mga bagay na gano'n. Okay. Number 5. Ano po bang hindi ko nasasabi? Okay. So, number 5, next week for our face-to-face class. Okay? So, expect that I will be giving you a pre-test. Pero yung pre-test na yan, i-record ko po siya. Kaya, huwag niyo siyang basta-bastahin. So, I will be giving you a pre-test. So, yung scope ng pre-test ninyo, nakita niyo yung topics kanina, di ba? Yung topics kanina, related to analytical chemistry. Topics kanina, related to your inorganic chemistry, electrochemical cells, equilibrium. So, yung topic kanina, about medyo may pagka-checkal ng konti, material balance, energy balance. Yung topic kanina, medyo may pagka-physics. Yan, medyo may pagka, yung thermodynamics, of course, the fundamental backbone, the principles, the laws of thermodynamics. So, more likely, you expect that your pre-test will revolve around those topics. And of course, yung mga prerequisites ng mga topics na yun, okay? Or yung mga subjects na nag-discuss ng fundamentals ng mga topic na yun, so more likely, you will encounter them. So, ayan po. So, this is to, of course, announce na you will be having your pre-test next week. So, that will be followed by discussion of the first topic. First, second, kaya naman yun. Actually, doon pagdating sa zeroth at first, wala naman tayong concern sa zeroth law kasi medyo mabilis lang naman i-discuss ang zeroth law. Yun ay if A is equals to B, if A is in thermal equilibrium with B, and B is in thermal equilibrium with C, therefore, A is in thermal equilibrium of C. So, more on thermal equilibrium lang naman yung zeroth. So, kaya natin siguro i-introduce yung first law. If not naman, edi at least ma-hit natin yung topic natin for next week. Ano ba? Yun. So, yun lang naman. May question kayo? question? Yan. Okay. So, sige. Ano pa ba? Ayun, so siguro, I would like to advise na lang din, whoever yung mga representative ninyo, kayo na ang bahala. So, paggawa po ako ng isang group chat, tapos, lahat po ng enrolled sa akin ay i-join nyo doon, i-ask nyo to join, tapos, pasenda na lang din ang, hindi pala pwede isamang met. Sige, lahat na lang kayo ay dapat na nandoon. So, yung means of communication natin, if you have questions or clarification about the schedule, yan. So, pwedeng doon nyo na lang i-chat. So, maybe yung iba nyong kaklase ay may similar concern sa inyo. So, doon na lang siya i-address. Okay? Yun lang. Also, yung Paris ha. You read your Paris. Kung kaya nyo magbasa na, tingin ko ang magagamit natin dito. Wait lang, kukunin ko lang Paris ko. Tingin ko magagamit natin na chapter ng Paris, chapter 2, Physical and Chemical Data, chapter 4, Thermodynamics, chapter 7, Reaction Kinetics, chapter 11, hindi natin gagamit yung 11. Chapter 15, Liquid-Liquid Extraction, chapter 19, more likely, reactors. Yeah, so more likely yung mga chapters na yon. So, you can browse your Paris, start browsing them. So, yung mga questions dyan ay doon yan ma-address. Okay? Questions pa? Question? Suggestion? Juliana?
Yung sa pre-test po ba, magdadala po kami ng Paris?
Yes, you may do so.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Okay? Questions? I-check ko kung nasa Batangas ba kayo lahat. Hindi, wag na. Sige, next week na lang ang long quiz. Ang inyong pre-test. Kasi nung una, bala ko sana sa Friday na para pure discussion na tayo next week. Pero, yun. So, sige, next week na lang. Okay, so if wala na tayong tanong, so thank you for attending my class. So, for the topics, siguro, di ba may klase pa tayo bukas and on Thursday. So, you use the time to review. Balikan ninyo yung DE ninyo. Balikan ng kaunti ang analytical chemistry. And then, we will start our class next meeting. Okay? Next week, sorry. Face-to-face. Okay, so thank you for attending my class and see you guys Wednesday.